Kaya everyone. Kaya Kwaba Kiji Janang Nunda Mandamang Yuranga Wadani Buja. Hello, good to see you together on Wadandi country. Nalak Karich Wadandi Yungang Jali, the traditional owner Wadandi Buja. We acknowledge the Wadani people, the traditional owners on this Wadani Buja, and pay respects to elders past and present. I declare this meeting open at 5:30. Attendance 2.1 is apologies, and we have apologies from Mr Ian McLeod, our Manager of Legal and Governance. 2.2 is approved leave, and we do not have any. And 2.3, councillors, I'm calling for any applications for leave of absence. Councillor Kenno.
Yeah, I'd like to apply for a leave of absence for the meeting on the 26th of November.
Okay. Do I have a councillor to second that? Councillor Muir. Thank you. All those in favour? That's carried unanimously. Thank you. Item 3 on the agenda, councillors, is disclosures of interest. I've received one disclosure of interest for the item 6.4 from Councillor Tracy Muir. Thank you for that. Do you wish to read that out, or I can?
I'd like to declare an impartiality interest. I'm a member of the Margaret River Community Nursery.
Thank you, Councillor Muir. Any others? Yes, Councillor Bell.
I would like... Yep. I have direct financial interest in item 6.3.
Thank you, Councillor Bell. No other declarations, councillors? Okay, we move into item 4, which is public question time. Do I have any public questions? It can be related to anything on the meeting agenda tonight. No? Okay then. We'll move into excuse me, item 5, deputations, and we have a deputation from Mr Wayne Pragnell in regards to item 6.4. Mr Pragnell, if you could please put the mic on, if it isn't, your name and address before you commence. Thanks.
Wayne Pragnell, 10441 Caves Road, Deep Dean. Thanks, Madam President, councillors, staff. Thanks for the opportunity to say a few words today. I just want to speak in support of the Margaret River Community Nursery and give a little bit of background. Around 18 months ago, the bush regeneration community was in a bit of a crisis because we had a fantastic little nursery, the Quarrup Tube Stock Nursery, and the owners were retiring and closed the nursery, and we didn't know where we were going to source plants from. And so a few people in the community got together, the Margaret River Regional Environment Centre, Nature Conservation Margaret River Region, the Shire, Friends of the Reserves, and some passionate individuals, and we decided to form a community nursery. We applied for some funding through the, or put a business plan together. We got a Shire Environmental Management Fund grant to help us with some infrastructure to get started. And in our first year of operation, which was 24-25, we grew about 19,000 plants. This winter we've been expanding the nursery, we've been building more nursery tables, and this year we're looking to grow about 35,000 native plants for bush rehab around the region. The importance of growing local plants is using local provenance and accessing quality stock from the region. We have around a regular 20 volunteers on a Tuesday, and also a similar amount on a Saturday. We have a seed collection team which goes out and collects local seed for specific projects. We have orders, well, we supply wholesale to order. We don't supply retail to the public. So Nature Conservation, the Shire, DBCA are some of our key customers, Capes Foundation. And we started off at the old goods shed in collaboration with the Margaret River Regional Environment Centre. It was an excellent opportunity because they had all the infrastructure in place, water, power. They actually had a big bitumen area that we could use to sort of set up on. So it made it very easy to set up. It was had a work area, a toilet, and it was convenient, located in the centre of town. But we knew at the time it wasn't going to meet our long-term goals of being able to grow 100 to 150,000 plants a year. So at the moment, where we're looking at about 30, 35,000, that's really our capacity on the current site. And we're sort of getting a bit crowded, storing things under nursery tables and under the old goods shed, and it's really we're really at a point where we need to get some a better facility in place. So this site that's proposed, we've sort of worked with the Shire staff to come up with a site, and this we think this is an excellent site, and we're very keen to work with you to build a nursery on the site. The area is a lot bigger than what we need. Primarily, it's an old gravel pit which hasn't really rehabbed very well. It's mainly got got Eastern States species that are pretty sparse with no undergrowth, and we've also got plenty of site area that we can build I guess a demonstration garden around, which will also screen the site from the public. So yeah, just if there's any questions, but thanks for the staff for working with us to come up with a proposal.
Thank you. Are there any questions from any members? No, I think we've been pretty well briefed on this one.
Thanks.
Thank you. Councillors, we now will move into reports from officers, and our first item is 6.1. The beach bus budget amendment. I'll just, do you need to, we've got an administrative correction, councillors, before we consider this item.
Thanks, Madam President. So an administrative error was made in the amounts quoted for the 2024 service. So on page 6, the second page of the officer's report, under background, the sentence that starts, the project was jointly funded through a $5,000 easy grant, etc. The amount for that the Lions Club of Augusta Margaret River provided was $5,000, not $4.5 as quoted. The screen should show the strike through of the area that's been corrected.
Oh, yeah. Yes, Councillor Kenoi.
Just maybe perhaps not a correction on there. The Lions Club of Augusta Margaret River, is that
Should be
just be Margaret River?
It should be Margaret River, yeah. Is that right, Councillor Duff? Yeah. Yeah. Just removal of Augusta, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So with that administrative correction, councillors, to the report, we'll now consider a motion in regards to this item. Do I have a councillor to move a motion? Councillor Duff? Is that the officer's recommendation, or?
Yeah, I have would like to move the officer's recommendation with a small amendment. Yeah, would you like me to read it? Do we have it for the screen as well? Yeah. The motion that I'd like to put up is the council, 1, notes the summary of the Shire's ongoing engagement with the Public Transport Authority. 2, allocates the funds of up to $25,000 from medicinal funds to support provision of the bus service from Margaret River town site to Narrabut Beach in January 2026, with the service to include 1 additional trip per day from Margaret River to Narrabut return. And then 3, the same requests the CEO to provide report on the outcomes of the January 2026 beach bus service to the council at the ordinary council meeting in March 2026.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Darth. So councillors, just, that amendment of the figure and then the add addition, as you can see in front of you underlined. I need a councillor to second that to put it on the table. Councillor Boland? All right. Councillor Darth, would you like to speak to that?
Yeah, firstly, I'd just like to thank the administration for bringing this to the council. I know that we had intentions for the Public Transport Authority to help this year, but when that hasn't happened, that this has come through the administration. The reasons for the amendment as well is that there was quite strong support both years that from youth and the elderly people for access to the beach, but it didn't quite align with the VAC swim timetable. So there was a couple of occasions where that last journey didn't fit in and people got a little stranded at the beach and stuff. So it just makes sense that if we have the capacity to, that we make sure that makes it more accessible for VAC swim, which was also noted in a lot of the surveys. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Darth. Councillor Boland?
Yes, I'd like to support the recommendation put forward by Councillor Darth and thank her for her ongoing advocacy for a bus service, which now seems to be bearing some fruit with discussions with the Public Transport Authority. So we look forward to a successful outcome there, and this engagement during our summer provides more support to that and more information and research that we can put forward in terms of advancing that. I'm supportive of the amendment to what was originally proposed. There was some discussion around whether we could be even more ambitious, but there is a relationship between ambition and financial prudence, and there's a figure of 25,000 put forward, which is, I think, prudent in the circumstances. The recommendation about the service including one additional trip is relating to what was originally proposed, and the extra 5,000 is going towards more of a service, which came out of the feedback we got on the service, that it operating longer hours would be more beneficial to our community. So we've got to this position, which I'm fully supportive of, and I think it'll be a big advantage to our community during and visitors, particularly to our community during the summer coming up. Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Boland. Anyone else wish to speak for or against this? Councillor Muir.
I'm really excited to see this come to council, and thank you, Councillor Dath, for all your hard work at this, and to our Shire officers. It's really important, considering, I guess, the number of drownings happening in Australia and the fact that many people are not learning to swim, and I think the more that we can do to make swimming lessons accessible and ensure that our local population can swim at the beach and understand how to use our beach and coastal areas. And this is also important for our environment, because I guess it ticks those boxes in ensuring that people are not driving as much, and ensures, I guess, access to the beach for a wider group of people. So, yeah, I definitely commend this.
Thank you, Councillor Muir. Anyone else wish to speak for this? I'll just, I guess, remind councillors of the trips last year when we had no lead time at all when council initiated this project. It was, I think it was 1,300 one-way passenger trips from the 1st of January. And I think with this lead-in time, the promotion at the schools prior to school conclusion for the year will be much more better marketed, I guess. Really pleased to see the addition of that extra trip. I think that's really important to ensure that we can capture that swimming lesson market. And of course, the ability for people to have a cheap way to get around into the beach, taking the pressure off that already high pressure infrastructure at the coast there. So really pleased to see this. I'll continue to, of course, advocate on behalf of the community in regards to the Public Transport Authority and getting a public transport service down here. Hopefully the Minister for Transport will be presented that feasibility study at the end of this year, and then it will be a political and financial decision, but we'll do all we can to encourage that to proceed. Anyone else wish to speak? No. All right, we'll put it to the vote. All those in favour? That's carried unanimously. Thank you, councillors. The next item on the agenda is 6.2, illegal camping update. So, councillors, we have an officer's recommendation on the screen there. Do I have a councillor to move that one? Or yep, Councillor Muir, and a seconder, Councillor Keno, moving the officer's recommendation as written. Thank you, Councillor Muir.
This has been somewhat of a wicked problem, and I'm really pleased to see the initiative taken with the community working group. I've heard a lot of positive discussion about the group and the number of meetings, and it really seems like a more collaborative style of engagement, which I'm really looking forward to happening so that we get some real quick wins. And I think this is what this enables, is those quick wins ready for the oncoming season or the existing season. And I guess it's changing from recognising this is a situation we're going to have to manage over time and work collaboratively with our community and other stakeholders. And I guess it's the start of that process. So I look forward to that happening, and the roadmap, I guess, sets the stage for that to happen.
Thank you, Councillor Muir. Councillor Keno.
Yeah, I agree with what Councillor Mills said. I think this, unfortunately, there's going to be no magic fix for this. I think it's going to be one of those things that's going to be continually a moving target, and we're going to be continually looking for solutions. I think, you know, every action has a reaction, so we'll just have to wait and see what the reactions will be and how we deal with those. But unfortunately, yeah, it does make it difficult. And, you know, if we have to start locking people out of places, we can't be discriminating as to who we lock out of places. So, you know, a family might want to spend the whole day at the beach. And, you know, it's their right to do so. But, yeah, but I think it all boils down to respect. If we could get campers to be more respectful and respectful of our fire hazards and respectful of our environment, some of these problems wouldn't have arisen. But yeah, no, I'm glad that we're doing something, and I think it's going to be a moving target though. Yeah.
Thanks, Councillor Keno. Any other members wish to speak for or against this item? Councillor Darth.
Yeah, I'd like to speak for it. Yeah, I think the work that the administration have been doing during the quiet months in winter has been great, because a lot of the time I feel there's a bit of a perception that when it's not an issue that we're not working on it. So this really demonstrates that there's been a lot of thought and a lot of work going in with the community and with the administration behind the scenes to make sure that coming into summer that we actually have a bit of a plan of what to do. This is, like mentioned by all the other councillors, is a very complex issue. Yeah, I don't know if there's any wins, but, you know, there's some things that we can do to help alleviate the pressure on the community that it causes. Yeah, that's great. And I look forward to continuing to work with the admin, with the roadmap, and seeing where that leads. Yeah, I just hope it's a bit of a better season this year, and that we can, yeah, maybe come up with some kind of model that works. And also I'm really looking forward to seeing the marketing campaign that the comms team here come up with, because I think that is really the key about, you know, communicating those risks and issues that the free or illegal camping is causing for our community. Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Darth. Any other member wish to speak for or against this item? Councillor Boland.
Yes, I'm speaking in favour of it, and we are trying to deal with this difficult issue. There will be complications in dealing with it, and one of the things that is raised in the roadmap is around what we do with a place like Barrett Street Weir, and that will be going out for public consultation, because that does, well, it's something that's got to be dealt with by the council, because it will be dealing with access along a road, and that will provide probably some valuable feedback on how we might deal with various issues in various places, but that's a very specific one that has had a lot of attention. So, but the community will be consulted on the actions that we are contemplating at that particular site.
Thanks, Councillor Boland. Anyone else wish to speak for or against this item? I'll speak for this item. I'm pleased to see, the staff have been working with the community to solve this wicked challenge that we have in, I guess we know that our community feels these issues, particularly over the summertime. But I think it's really important to recognise that the challenges that we experience in regards to illegal camping is also in the context of a background of the growing local population and the popularity and additional pressure on the coastal, locations and our most popular locations. So this is really great. I think this shows that we are going to work with the community, the residents and the council are going to work collectively to guide future actions around the illegal camping issue that we have across the Shire. I think it's great for the community's purpose, I guess, noting that, this summer there'll be some real actions coming out of this motion that we're considering now. So increasing the fines for illegal camping to 200, adjusting the range of patrol routes and maintaining randomised schedules. We're going to be installing some new free camping posters, so in public no free camping posters in public facilities, and those additional variable messaging signs that are going to go around the Shire. And also, of course, working more closely with DBCA to strengthen that collaboration between our rangers. So, I'm really pleased to see this. And, I guess working with the community, we can ensure that, we are a welcoming and inclusive community and Shire, and respect needs to go both ways, respecting the environment, respecting each other. And, the day use aspect I know is frustrating for some members, but it is available for everyone. And this roadmap, really spells out for us what our short-term, medium and long-term solutions might be to ensure that there's fairness and equity and, sharing of our facilities in our beautiful Shire. So I'm pleased to see this progress. Anyone else wish to speak for this? We'll put it to the vote then. All those in favour? Carried unanimously. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is 6.3, Quorum Reserves Management. I've had a declaration from Councillor Bell, who's going to leave the room. Thank you, Councillor Bell. And just a minor administrative correction, councillors, and part 2 of that recommendation from the officers. It should have each year after 28,000. So, it's there. So it's already been done. It's just different to our published agenda. So we have a motion in front of us, councillors, to consider. Do I have anyone to move a motion? Councillor Keno, thank you very much. And a seconder. Councillor Muir. Thank you, Councillor Keno.
I'm really supportive of this, and I'm excited that the stewardship can continue in Quorum. I've lived in Quorum for over 30 years now, and just to watch the way that it's developed and the way that the community has had that connection with their things over there, from building the skate park to maintaining this, and their passion for it just is unbelievable. My partner Greg, who's a forever local that used to live on Waverley Road, grew up hooning on what was a paddock there back then, being towed around on a ute on the back of a car bonnet. So it's really special what they have now, and I think that it's really great that the community do take ownership of it and look after it. So, I am very supportive of this. Yeah.
Thank you, Councillor Keno. Councillor Muir?
I'd just like to concur, although I certainly don't have the same background as Councillor Kenner or a partner, but I do think this is a model of enabling community organisations, and I really think this is the direction that we need to go in as much as possible, is to honour those connections and support community groups who are taking the initiative and doing such a great job. So, thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Muir. Any other members wish to speak to this? Councillor Boland?
Yes, I'm speaking in favour of it. I think it's a really good outcome to have this stewardship funding agreement, and commend the staff on the agreement that's come forward. It looks like it's been about 20 years in the making, and now we have something quite well documented now, so that it's clear where responsibilities lie and the funding lies for various things. But it is a really good feature of the Quarramup community that it has this community association which does provide these services, and it's a real advantage to the Shire and to the community overall, and thoroughly commend it and look forward to it passing through. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Boland. Anyone else wish to speak to this? Oh, I'll just add that I reckon this is pretty good bang for buck, really, this community-led stewardship that they have been doing for a long time, and we all see the condition of that much used facility, that collective group of facilities. So I'm really pleased to put our name to this. It's really, the value we get out of this partnership, this agreement is greater than the monetary value. So I'm really, happy, fully supportive of this. Let's put it to the vote, councillors. All those in favour? Carried unanimously. Next item is 6.4, the proposed lease. We'll just get Councillor Bell back in the room. For your information, Councillor Bell, that passed unanimously as written. 6.4 is the proposed lease to the Margaret River Community Nursery. Councillors, we have an officer recommendation there. Do I have someone to move that? Or Councillor Bell and Councillor Darth, did you wish to second that? Councillor Bell, do you wish to speak to that?
Yeah, I think this is a really positive initiative. It supports local provenance of plant species, minimises biosecurity risks associated with importing plants from the metropolitan area, and it's supporting a local community group. So I think it's really positive, and I support it.
Thanks, Councillor Bell. Councillor Darth?
Yeah, thank you very much for your deputation. I really enjoyed hearing that, this opportunity for the lease can, improve your 35,000 to hopefully over 100,000 plants to be propagated locally. So, and the fact that you guys have over 20 volunteers turning up each week really says that this is an important community group that a lot of locals are supportive of. So I'm really happy to see the Shire administration work together with you to find this land, and I know this is just the beginning of the process, but I really look forward to seeing how this goes forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Any other councillors wish to speak? Councillor Muir.
Yeah, I can't help myself. I just find this so inspiring, and seeing what the volunteers have done in such a short space of time with such dedication, it is wonderful. There's so much negative environmental news, and we live in a biodiversity hotspot, and I guess key to that is our local native plant species. And here we are, a community group who is growing native plant species and going to be restoring places to ensure that there's habitat for our amazing native animals. So yeah, it's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Muir. Any other members wish to speak for or against this? I'll just conclude. I also think it's an absolutely wonderful thing. This aligns with our, our values around the environment, and particularly highlighting that biodiversity strength that we have here and maintaining that. And thanks, Councillor Bell, for reminding us of the biosecurity risk that that is posed by getting plants in from other areas. So yeah, there's so many positives. Fantastic lease agreement. So yeah, fully supportive of it. Let's put it to the vote, councillors. All those in favour? Carried unanimously. Next item on the agenda is confidential business, and there is none. So thank you for your attendance. I'll close the meeting at 5:59. Thank you, members of the public, for coming along.